Who's ready? Who's ready? Who's ready for some? Who's ready for some? Oh shit. Tow truck? Tow car? I'm gonna take a picture of this thing. That goes in my category of never have I ever, but let's get ready for it. I'm trying to find me a nice little spot where I can not scare these poor little people, but it seems almost like it's gonna happen regardless. So let's let some of this sink in. Who's ready for some? There it is, there it is, there it is. Boom, baby, boom. Rise and shine, even around strangers, even around people walking around, even with the ambulance going by. It's your morning marijuana motivation time. I'm Saints Addiction. This is Mark saying, I'm Mark saying, my company's name Saints Addiction. This is Money Slavery. And this morning, shit, bro, just been grinding. Didn't even have a chance to get in on it. And dude, people are limping past me. People are dying in front of me. And I see patterns constantly. You okay? Yeah, she's got it. Yes, good job. Hoova, hoova. And that's what we're going to have to do this morning. We're going to have to sponsor the people that have broken legs. You got this. You got this. Slowly, slowly. Yo, 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 yo. Everybody's taking their time. Good morning. Let her go past. Yo, you got it. Hoova, hoova. Yes. Yes. Mom's doing it. It's too cute. Even the kids giving me weird looks. It's a whole experience, dude. You wish, hey, this could be you, bro. And you didn't live before you died, and you didn't change, and then you died, and then you just kept your patterns the exact same. Thought that you could smoke cigarettes and get away with it. Thought you could overdrink and get away with it. Thought you could do all this shit and nobody would see it, but I was seeing it yesterday. There's so many habits. There's so many people that just don't know how to stop being in their own way. And this is why we're having this conversation today, because there's so many things that take place. And when you're like, oh shit, this happens to every one of us. We have a choice and a chance every day. And if we don't take that chance or that choice, odds are we're going to complete the same behavior. We're going to do the exact same thing that we swear we wouldn't do anymore, that kept hurting us. Why would I go back to my ex? Why would I stay here in Finland if it's starting to get cold, right? It's already August 1st and the weather's done changed, bro. And it's like, if I don't get over and move, I'm going to freeze outside. I told my homie, it's already getting cold out. It's like a little bit nippy out right now. Like I kind of need a jacket a little bit. It's chilly. And that's what ends up happening. Seasons change, but we don't change. You know, situations change, but we don't change. And we do the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Butts on shirts. And I'm here to tell you, this is the reason why I love traveling. It keeps me on a loop. It keeps me on a movement where I have to make myself move, even if I didn't want to, even if I don't like to. Like, I gotta move. I gotta make it to Vietnam. I gotta make it to Thailand. I gotta make it to these other spots, because then I know I've lived my full time. I didn't just like, oh, you know what, next season, next year, next birthday, this all happened for me. And it'll never happen because I didn't make it happen. I let it get slow. I let it go on the slow boil, as we used to say in the South. You know, you do these things on slow boil, and then you didn't even feel it, bro. You didn't even feel the change in the weather. You didn't even feel the change in the water. You didn't even feel any kind of change in yourself. You just slowly let it creep away. You just slowly let the time, what is it, the time dropping through the sand's hourglass, right? You just let each drop of sand go by, and you're like, oh, it's just another day. Well, I'm doing full days. You know, like this whole weekend was a blast. Went and had an amazing dinner with my friends yesterday. Made a little cucumber feta salad, and his friend had a pizza, so we combined it, came over, saw another friend, and I was like, okay, this is the homies hanging out. How many times can you hang out with the homies till it gets old? How many times do you have to pop soda in the morning and you're just like, I'm out of control? How many times have you seen somebody just drink coffee in front of you, even though you know that it's making them jittery, scary, and anxiety? It happens all the fucking time. And that's what we do. We lose our minds to the time. We lose our minds to our cycles and our repetitive behavior. And there's no one to blame. You can try to point around, but there's no one to blame but yourself. I'm pointing to you. I'm pointing to me. I'm pointing to everybody. It's one of those things where it's just like, you like, how did it get here? How did people end up being this way? And the truth is that they felt it. They felt a certain type of way, so they kept it that way. And if they had changed it, they would have. They would have easily done it, but they don't. Bless up. Good morning. You can keep giving dirty looks. You can keep ignoring people. You can keep ignoring the warning signs, but guess what? That shit changes on you, and it changes quick. Let's look at the difference. Let's look at the difference. You can play it safe. Some people do. You can play it like a judgment, you know, and some people do. You can, where is it at? Flick it around. You can lie to yourself, and some people do. And I'm here to tell you, that shit'll change. Maybe you don't change, but time changes you. And even if I don't want it to, just like I see gray hairs coming in here, I don't want them to, but that's part of my change. It's part of my maturity. It's part of my age. Most of us are afraid to change. We'd rather die. We'd rather die than to publicly speak. We'd rather die than to change a habit that's killing us. We'd rather die just completely and utterly alone, fat and unhappy than actually do something about it and be like, I live my life. Instead of, I love my life, or I live my life, most people are fucking scared and they're just holding still to situations that they feel maybe powerless to, but they had the power and the choice to do it in the first place. It's crazy to me. Absolutely asinine to see me or anybody do something against their better interest, do something against what they thought was possible, or against themselves or their dream. They self-sabotage, and that's what ends up happening. They end up being in their own way, and then they can't see anything. You know what I mean? Were you just here at Pinocopa? Ma'am? She just ignored me. Like, look at these people. They just act like they're not human beings. And it's so weird. You saw me, but then you can't hear me. And it's just, I can't. Let's watch this other person ignore me. I bet you. Watch, bro. I bet you this next person gets to go. And that's what it is. It's a troublesome situation that none of us can get by. None of us can seem to smile. None of us seem to see other human beings. We just be assholes for the rest of our lives. And you're just like, why? Why stay that way? Why be a dick? Why not be who you say you're going to be instead of frowning the whole time or looking down or being rude and ignoring people? You can play it that way, but then you die alone. You gain the weight. You start feeling shittier inside. And you're like, why did that happen to me? Why didn't I smile and say something? Why do I gotta be a dick about things? Oh no, I'm gonna adjust my shit because I felt so uncomfortable, or I'm gonna fix my hair, or I'm gonna get another Yeti, or whatever the fuck that things that all the other basic bitches get. You know what I'm saying? If you're just missing it, then your whole life will go by. The kids are smiling. They love their lives. Why? Because they have their whole lives ahead of them. They haven't gotten jaded by other people's experiences. They haven't figured out that there was some bullshit. They didn't see that their pattern was gonna kill them. They didn't see that. I said killer patterns like 2 days ago, but it's true. We hold patterns to be super killer, and it ends up killing us. We look at our friends and be like, how did that happen? How did I end up with cancer? Well, shit, man, you were smoking those cigarettes. Or how did I end up with diabetes? Dude was taking diabetes medicine. It was just like, you should probably not eat pizza. It's just what's going on, but you can't say to stop them from doing what they want to do. They're going to, this chick looking back at me, they're going to keep doing these behaviors and saying things like, or not saying anything at all, and then you get back on your phone. You put back on your headphones and you think that you won by losing a little bit of discomfort or blocking some kind of discomfort. And unfortunately, it doesn't matter if there's a fucking pry bar up your ass, bro. If it's discomforting and it's your habit, you'll keep doing it. You'll just keep doing it. Much like meth, much like beer, much like food, these things grab onto us, and then you realize just how powerless we are usually to our own self. Like the own decisions we get to make. Oh shit, here comes the fucking emergencies, you know? Or the little silence that dies inside of us, right? You know, if you are not comfortable enough to walk past somebody, what's up, brother? Thanks for saying hi. or even say hi to strangers, right? You're forever gonna go back to whatever fucking spot you came from, stuck in an apartment just like this, staying alone, barely going outside, maybe invite some people up for pizza, but that's just one night, and then the things keep going on in the perpetuity, right? You could have made a new friend. You could have given yourself an opportunity. You could have done anything except for the same repetitive shit that you do, and that's what ends up happening. You'd be like, man, I didn't know I didn't have a chance. Man, there were abundance of chances. They sent a canoe, they sent a helicopter. Hell, you could have swam, and it was just like that. I think it was like an old biblical term. Like, why didn't you take the helicopter? Why didn't you take the canoe? Why didn't you swim? Oh, I was waiting for you, Jesus. Take the wheel. I want you to handle it for me. I don't want to handle things myself. I don't want to be a direct attributor to my success and say that I chose to do this. I chose to come here for the great weather's getting kind of shitty and cold. Well, I'm going to choose to go somewhere else for the new weather. Just what it is. Most people, they don't make no choices. The choices that they make on the same day is a repetitive pattern that goes nowhere. It doesn't end up anywhere. It's a deadly thing. And even though these people come by and see me or ignore me or watch me or double triple take back like this chick just did, or the things fall from the trees, that maybe that's the sign that the season's changing. It'll happen, bro, and then you'll be like, why didn't I do something about it? Where was the warning? Why is there an emergency? You want to do something before the ambulance comes? Or are you going to wait till it's already at your front door and start talking about, oh, I want to spend more time with my family. I would have called all my friends. I would have traveled more. I would have did this, and this, and this. I wish I went to Paris. So here, that's all the time. I want to travel Europe in the summer. I want to create a business. I want to create a family. Everybody's saying that, but the things that they do in the daytime, the singularity, the little small choices in between their ears or whatever they pull out of their ass, they go like, yeah, I'm about that life. I'm about that life, and then turn your back around, and then be like, nope, they're drilling holes in their canoe again. Plastic pocket challenge, right? They're too scared. It makes them nervous, so they get run right back to their comfort zone, and it makes me feel like I'm watching like a Mr. Beast episode where he's like, you can't move for 50 days, and the guy was like, you got 10 grand a day, but guess what? Or 5 grand a day, or whatever the fuck it was, I can't remember. And he was adding it up, but soon he was away from his family. They rolled up his wife and kids. He was getting lonely. It's like you can sacrifice a lot of things, sacrifice your solitude, because solitude's worse than cigarettes, believe it or not. That was a crazy learning thing that I didn't even know about, that you are 5 times more likely to die, 7 times more likely to die from loneliness than a cigarette. So you can go outside and smoke cigarettes and live longer than staying inside and smoking cigarettes. And the fact that we have such a tough time making eye contact, and that we're so scared from our fellow man, we don't even know how to make new friends. That was shocking to me, bro. It's absolutely shocking to me, because I remember being kids and you could pull up and meet anybody anytime you want, and it was all good. It was on site. Make some new friends, shake a hand, look them in the eyes, and now you're meeting another human. Now we're all like, oh man, let's not look at each other. Let's stare at our phones. I would tell my teammates, this shit's about to go. In 10, 15 years, the way that we communicate, the way that we congregate, and the way that we consider community will all change. You won't have a phone in your hand anymore. You won't have anything to grab and stare at to make yourself feel comfortable. It'd be all in your glasses, processing whose face is doing what job they have, where they're going, and AI automating everything. It's in everything already. And you're going to be like, shit, well, what do I do with myself? Well, shit, man, maybe you could do the things that you said you would do. The little secrets that come inside of you that only you get. Like, I get my own visions. I know you get them. Like, what would make me happiest, Or do we choose what will make me happy the quickest? That's what usually ends up happening. That's what usually dominates. If you want it fast, it's happening. Watch these guys, dude. They're coming out. If you want to go quick, they'll take you there. But if you want something worthy, you'll have a goal. If you want something that no one can take away from you, you'll get a challenge. And you can look inside yourself, and I remember distinctly feeling that way, but I changed my feelings. I changed my perspective. It's healthy to change. It's such an essential part of life. Hello. that everybody gets a chance to change, but not everybody takes the chance to change. It's one of those things, you get the chance to change, but you don't take the chance to change. And it's just like, wow, if everything was supposed to be cyclical, that means it has to leave the range, but it comes on back. And it's not like we all live in a square or a circle. It's the whole laugh track. It's the whole range of motions. It's not just the destiny, it's a journey. And you're going to go into yourself and go, where did I want to journey? What did I want to do with my life? And say, hey, I want to change that, man. I don't like that about myself. I don't like that I'm overweight. I don't like that I'm sick. I don't like that I don't have any friends, you know? Like, you can change that. And we all can change. I love the skirt. And that's what it is, dude. It's one of those things where you can flirt, you can say hello, you can be nice to people, or you can just be a dick and think that you passed one stranger or one homeless person, or ignore an opportunity. And that's what we do. We'll go back to our houses and go, I don't know why I don't have a boyfriend. Why don't I have a husband? I've been dating since Salt and Pepper were the shit. And I was listening to the chick say that, and it's like, but did you change anything? Did you risk it for the biscuit? Did you put anything into it to be a catalyst? Or you're going to be like this other chick that I was seeing, and she was just like, I'm just so shy, and yet I'm going to still stay at the same job that they're abusing me and bullying me, and I'm trying my hardest to just switch out of this job and do something else. And like, how did you get into this? How do we paint ourselves into corners that we don't know a way out of? How we get so afraid to talk to our fellow human beings? Oh, eye contact's too powerful for you? You rather burn yourself out by staring at a black screen or blue lighting? Or living inside with fluorescence? You won't go outside. Okay, I guess it's cloudy. I guess it's a little bit chilly. I guess it's a little bit windy. But guess what? I'm outside. We outside. And I'm going to take that to the change, bro. I've been changing my route every day. Hello, bro. I've been saying hello to strangers. I've been doing my own motherfucking thing this whole time. And I watch people judge me. I watch them look like, who is he? What ethnicity is? I got fucking harassed by some old man in the park who we literally don't know where he came from. Stood right between me and the homies and started pointing his finger at me, telling me I need to go. And I'm like, I can go. You don't tell me when to go. It's my ability to go. And I've been like, I can hit the go button. I can hit the go button inside myself. It was something that I learned in wrestling, but it's like, it's too late if you're already on the back. You need to hit the go button before you get on your back. You need to put all that gas, not like, get off, get off, get off. It's too late. You're already getting pinned. You know what I mean? You already pinned yourself down. But if you put in some effort in that morning, or before they did the double leg takedown, or before you're in a compromising situation, no, you didn't want to hit the gas. You stepped in the boiling water like it was a hot tub. And now you want to know why all the frogs are floating around next to you. It's because you didn't swim. Or you didn't learn to swim, or you didn't apply yourself to swim, or didn't get new knowledge. I'm grateful for my friend. He went back to school. Get a new rhythm. Find new patterns. Do something with your badass self, Instead of sticking around going like, this is all I got, and this is all I'm doing, and as long as I feel comfortable, I'll be happy. I'll stay in my safe zone, and then nothing will harm me. And I've learned that things harm me, and I learned that people are rude, and I've learned to ignore other people. I've learned to just stare at my phone and look down instead of looking up in the trees and looking in the clouds and absorbing life. No, we wanted to ignore our lives. We wanted to enhance our emotions, but ignore our instincts. We wanted to let the time go by Netflix or just what do they call it? Doom scrolling, or what's the other thing when we're just wasting away, And I just was like, fuck, dude, there was so much opportunity to live before you died. There were so many opportunities to see things and taste things and feel differently, but you didn't give yourself that chance. And this is what this is all about. This is that morning motivation to give yourself a shot, to be like a shot in the arm, or a shot at life, or a shot at a new wavelength. They don't want to do any of that. They're just like, I got too scared. I ran back. I knew I was dying on that lily pad, but I didn't want to go to the next lily pad, or to shore, or up the tree, like most human beings, or frogs, should be doing. No, dude, we'll be like, oh, it's too scary. It's too scary to start businesses. It's too scary to have old people stare back at you like this lady. She just kept staring and staring and staring. And it's just like, hey, man, you had an opportunity to live like me. Not like me, but just not my life. No one else can live my life like me, but I chose to live, bro. I was sitting there at 30 and I didn't have a car. I didn't have any of these things. I think this lady's recording me, so let me record her too from her window, or maybe she's just talking with her friends. I don't know. But, it's one of those things where it's like, man, I wanted to take that opportunity to fucking do something with my life. I wanted to seize the day, and I was pissed at myself when I couldn't lose weight, or things weren't going my way, or I wanted to learn something new. I taught myself Photoshop. I was like, if these guys can do it, so can I. Some of my friends have pilot's license. I'm thinking that's up for me next. You know what I mean? And it was like something I haven't done before excites me. The things of doing the same thing over and over scares me. Scarily, like to live in a house or in a building that's like the same as everybody else, that scares me. Apartment living scares me. Non-movement scares me. No change scares me. If I was to do the same fucking job over and over again, it would drive me crazy. Or go to the same apartment, or hang out with the same friends. It would just drive me crazy. It started driving me crazy here when we go to the park and Spark, and I'm like, weren't we in the park yesterday? Weren't we doing this? I told my friend yesterday, didn't we walk this exact same way yesterday? And he was like, yeah, we did. And I was like, see, this is what I'm talking about. We passed by the school with the circle, and I was like, the architecture's really cool. Yeah, now I'm starting to have the same conversation wearing the same shirt. And how do I know that the day didn't change if it didn't happen in front of me? If I didn't make myself believe something different, or give myself enough belief that I can change it and make it different. Now it's warm. It's just that cloud cover was getting chilly. It's bringing in that August. Is bringing in that fall. I'm seeing things fall from the sky. So it's just human nature that we want to be so comfortable, but it also part of nature is it gives us hunger to go after something else. Even if you wanted to stay and chill all day, I'm watching the bears have to hunt. They got to go into the river. They got to go get some salmon. They got to get some food in their belly. They got to be able to change their own reality. And it's like, you can't sleep forever. I tried it. I still woke up. I still was me. I still had my problems, and I still had to face them. We try to numb it. I tried it. Doing the cocaine, doing the women, or doing the beer, and I was like, okay, this is gonna make me happy. Made me even lonelier, right? And less successful. And then it was like, okay, well, what if I did give myself the opportunity to go outside, put some sunlight on my skin? Give myself a challenge and watch myself within go like, well, maybe I can't, and I turn it into a can, and then I am possible comes out of impossible, and then I was doing it. And then I was like more shocked than anything. You're talking about confidence. It's repetitive behaviors. Of course, you'll get confidence if you keep practicing your shot, or approaching women, or challenging yourself to workouts. Of course, there's an opportunity there, but you've seen it. We've all seen it of a friend that was like the fat friend, where you're like, they'll never lose the weight, and then all of a sudden they started dedicating themselves to the gym and started getting fit, and then next thing you know, you hear they lost 60 pounds or 35 kilos. We couldn't figure out the math, but that kind of thing is inspiring. You were like, fuck, dude, this dude had ball cancer and went off to do the Tour de France. Yeah, sure, he did steroids, and yeah, he sure he lied, but this is the thing that I'm talking about. It's our ability to be like, guess what? I want to do something with my life. I want to be able to say, I didn't just live, but I experienced. That I didn't just coexist, but I cooperated, and then I'm not just me, but I'm a part of a community, and that I what do we call it? I pulled my own weight, bro. You want to pull your own weight, pull your weight out of your soul, pull that out of your mind, and out of that vision that we all get, and be like, okay, I'm gonna believe in it. I'm gonna believe in that I see, and say, I believe in me. I start brushing my teeth with my left hand, and I start telling myself that I love myself, and then I start looking strangers in the eye, and I put my phone down more, and I stopped watching so much Netflix, and I started to get education, and you gotta get on Khan Academy for free, and Coursera, or learn about AI like we're doing. And it's just like, don't be an old dog that doesn't learn new tricks. You can be an old dog, but learn new days, learn new patterns, Be available for a new experience, because then you change your trajectory. Then and only then are you able to see how your reality can be different than what you really thought you were perceiving, or the way you really thought you were feeling in that one moment. Like, we all get moments, some of them break us, especially this being Saints Addiction. It's like a rock bottom moment. It takes almost like a fuck ton of trajectory to get somebody to actually change, like jail or death or loss, like they lost their job. Then of course they had to change their apartment, and then of course they had to change their work, and then of course they had to change their pattern. But usually it takes you to get fired for something to happen like that, or arrested, or what else do we do that's kind of weird, or just getting fat. And this guy's just fucking doing weird shit. I don't know. Do you do always in the circle or what? He's just like pulling up next to me. Are you all right, bro? I've been pacing back and forth, and only now he pulls up and does a U-turn. Some people's kids, bro. Some people's kids. Like, I don't know, but that's what it is. It's our ability to say, I'm over my genetics, I'm over my environment, and I'm over my patterns, because these things usually define us, right? So there's certain things that are in our orbit control, and I'll just throw this out here. I always try to save the best for last. I was watching Fit Girls versus Fat Girls, right? And they were the fat girls were trying to explain their depression and oversleeping and over drinking led to overeating, which we all understand. The other fit girls were going on, well, yeah, but I got the experience, what it was like to push my genetics and compete in weightlifting. And the other girl said, and the other one looked like she was on a little bit of testosterone, but you are in control of your nutrition. You are in control, or should be in control, of your feelings, or the way that you heal your feelings, which is always kind of a confusing thing. When we have to have our own self-control, it's an inside job, and it's not for the fast food to handle, and it's not for the Netflix to handle, and it's definitely not for the alcohol to handle. That shit'll leave you off worse than they found you, and that's just facts. So trust that, and then go on the other side and say, what if I didn't drink? You know what I mean? I keep telling you, dad's spending times with their kids, dude. Everywhere I go, people are spending time with their kids, and then this lady's watching me from her window, so I'm recording her a little bit. You know what I mean? But that's what it is. It's a chance, dude. And if you take that chance, you get bold enough to see the other side of where you could be. You're like, I would never get there. I could never get to Machu Picchu. I've never said that. And then it happened. And then it was like, I didn't even plan it. Somebody was just like, hey, a group of girls are going up to this. You want to go? And I did it like within a week's time. Look at this fucking shit, bro. Like, there's a car 1, car 2, car 3. Jesus fucking Christ, man. There we go. Let's undo this clusterfuck that we call our lives, and get out of our own way and start making these nevers into happened. And let's start taking this, I didn't think it was going to, and now it's like, I believe it's going to. And then go take those little whispers that's in our ears that was just like, is this even possible? And then start saying, I am possible. I am possible because I had the thought. I am possible because I plastic pocket challenge, I am possible because I had the thought. I am possible because I took the chance. And I am possible because I proved it to myself. Not somebody on fucking Facebook, not some shit on fucking Instagram, not a tweet, not any of that bullshit, but to yourself, dude. And that's the person that has to break the cycle. You alone. Anybody else, it's fucking change or die. I hate to tell you, but it's the fucking truth. And someone should have told you this morning. Motivation. I'm picking up trash still. So if you got anything out of this, you know what to do. You got to like, share, and subscribe below. But most importantly, do something different. I dare you to put down your phone for an hour. They were saying something about not sleeping next to your phone while it charges, and not getting on it within the first 30 minutes of getting up in the morning. And what else? Just little habits that break up the addictions. And that's why this is called Saints Addiction, because I had to identify mine. And I had to face them. And then after enough time, 295 days or something like that, 265, then it becomes a new habit. Then you're like, I'm a gym person. I love how people work out for like a week and they'll be like, I worked out. Like, do it for a full year. See the weight lift off. See your body not crave beer anymore. See you wanting real calories and real proteins and real vegetables. And then see what happens to the rest of your mental attitude and your energy level, and the things that you think you can accomplish become more. Now you can date that girl. Now you can go travel, and now you can look good in that bathing suit. Trust me, do the damn thing, change it up, change or die. Saints Addiction, Mark Saint, peace and love. And I'll see you on the other side. Chigathon. That means goodbye, but not forever and finish. And I will see you on the other side as soon as you like, share, and subscribe. The other side of your fear, the other side of your excuses, and the other side of the world, because that's where I'll be. Peace.